Hello, everyone, and welcome back to D&D&D&D&D campaign number 1, Under Locks and Keys. When we last left off, the party, trusting their gut and the word of the divine compass that has yet to fail them, the party got themselves an audience with Don Campan, head of the Western Mafia group that has split Tortage 3 ways between criminal empires. Technically 4 ways if you count the pirates on the bay, so... A impressive 25% of Tortage's criminal underworld in the hands of this man, who has thus far proven himself to be largely helpful. He is kind to all who talk to him, forthcoming with information and resources, and apparently is actually willing to just give you the key if only he had it. Apparently, Dr. Surnatural, a curio owner operating in northern Yav, apparently was supposed to have a fake version of the Book of Time, where Don Campan was entrusted by the gods to have the real one. But due to a cosmic mix-up, the two have exchanged places, and Don Campan hopes to repay the favors you have done for his family. Apparently, your actions on Suicide Hollow prevented the death of his son and his lover. And Don Campan never forgets a favor. You do not have to work on the breaker for this trip, and once you arrive in Yob, your first destination will simply be a gentle, easygoing train ride to the north and simply visit this curio shop owner, and Don will negotiate the return of your goods. Seems like an easy get. Anna does not see it that way, and has instead pulled some strings with the family of Alfred Gorey, your newly rechristened paladin, to get in contact with a necromancer of their knowing, who says they can get you the key, assuming you do not trust the museum owner or the deal goes south. But whatever plan you decide to go with, the destination is the same, and the breaker sets out across the Sea of Glass to get to Western Yav and drop you off outside of the train station. Is there anything anyone would like to do on the way there?
No, not really.
Actually, can I just chill out on the deck and just maybe drop some eaves?
Alright, roll perception.
Because my guy was already keeping an eye on them anyways, right?
Yeah.
From last session.
I remember that from the last session, don't worry.
But I'd still like to drop some eaves.
Yes.
Hey, get out of my box! Excuse me.
Alright, in the meantime, anything from the rest of you, or are you good to just do your usual ship shtick and see what happens when you arrive?
Yeah, I'm willing to do my usual.
Okay.
Perception.
Yes.
Knock 9.
Alright.
Your dice has said no.
Paul, against the orders of the Dawn, you continue to clean the deck. Avaven, relieved of his duty as lookout, busies himself in the kitchen with his dark elf compatriot, and Greylog and Asari, you spend most of your free time simply surveying your new benefactors. Patrons do not come so easily, nor so generously, surely. However, as the months pass, neither of you can find anything of particular note that, at least that displeases you. The Dawn does indeed try to at least actively stop the crew from doing anything. However, if they persist, such as the case of Paul, he relents and profusely apologizes for any offense that had gotten across. And once word of that starts to spread through the crew, the workload about halfway through the trip starts to more evenly split between mafiosos and pirates. For the most part, the Don is by no means suspicious, at least not that either of you can pick up on. He generously tends to his men and yours. He seems to get on well with the captain, although, for reasons unknown, the first mate still seems pretty intent on his distrust of him. Eventually, you make the crossing of the seas once again, and as the sun rises, you pull into the bay and dock of the Shadow Lily Confederacy city of Perha, the train station just outside. The crew prepares to disembark. Is there anything any of you would like to do, having now arrived in Yav? You may give yourselves a long rest as needed.
Okay, I do need to get a long rest.
So, yeah, you would have gotten one, so go ahead.
Cool. Okay, so I guess do we know when or where we are taking this terrain?
Nobody's told you yet.
I'm just gonna maybe it's the Dawn around.
Yeah, he's just on the ship, helping, kind of basically acting as a sort of quartermaster to his troops.
Cool. I'll go over to him.
All right. Before you get started on that, anyone else have anything, or are you just gonna let the ship dock and see what comes?
Just gonna see what comes and keep a very careful eye out.
Okay. As Paul continues to work, the crew begins to assemble, Avaven included. Greylog, you watch cautiously as Asari gives some thought to the approaching city and approaches the Dawn, who turns to greet her with a warm smile and a beckoning arm. Oh, what a pleasure it is to see you again, Dr. Ko. As always, I humble myself in your presence. Is there something I can help you with?
No, I mean, I was just, are we gonna stay in the city, or, where are we gonna get this train?
He gives a smile and, well, the particulars of that is gonna depend on the conductor. You see, these train folk, they got a schedule to keep. You know, you can't just ask them to be in one place when they're in another place. Not fair to them. They gotta get home to their families after all. They live very busy lives. But if the train is not there when we get there, that means it's already left, but we'll be back tomorrow night.
I mean, are we allowed to, go about the city if we want?
Oh, please. I cannot recommend it to you enough. This city is a beautiful city, full of beautiful, exotic, colorful folks.
I do like colorful people.
He gives you a smile, and as do I, Dr. Ko, as do I.
Do you need any help setting anything up? I don't mind.
No, Dr. Ko. I promised you a vacation, and a vacation is what you're gonna get. I always keep my word, you know.
Yeah, of course. I wouldn't expect anything less from you.
Please, you and your friends enjoy yourselves. I'll go check the train station, send one of my boys. I'll send Vinny. You like Vinny. I'll send Vinny to come find you. And Vinny will tell you whether I need to set you guys up in a place for the night, or if we're just gonna get going lickety-split.
Alright, I'm back. What happened?
You guys have arrived at Yav. Asari and Greylord
Damn,
haven't
that was
found
a
it.
quick boat ride.
Well, for us. In regards to the Dawn, Asari just asked if he knew when exactly the train would be leaving, and he said, I don't know for sure because of the train schedule, but I can promise if it's not already here waiting for us, then it will be here tomorrow night and we can leave then.
Yeah, and I guess like that should thank him and go get the party they want to go and do.
Alright. as all of you assemble and the crew begins to disembark from the breaker, although you notice the captain and the first mate stay behind and kind of get into a hushed conversation with one another. What would you guys like to do until the Don sends one of his men to report to you on whether the train is here or not?
I mean, I was gonna ask Greg if he wanted to explore the city with me.
Yeah, we can go to the city.
Yeah, let's see if the others want to come too.
Anyone else?
I have no objections, you know.
Are our other companions with us this time?
Yeah, pretty much everyone who can comfortably defend themselves usually comes along.
Well, I guess it doesn't hurt to look around.
The
If anyone
spirit?
just looks to you all, do you want to confuse a bunch of people?
He kind of gives you a smirk and, I don't see why not.
He'll take his arm. You see what he meant by confuse people?
Yeah, I got it.
I think we all, but no. So yeah, no, let's go exploring.
Alright.
These yellow?
Ooh, you know what we should try, Asari?
What's
Let's
that?
see if we can't find some like exotic foods to try from this area.
My God, you are reading my mind right now. Good fella, that's interesting.
Can I smell the air and see where my nose leads me for food?
Roll investigation.
That's not what I'm gonna do. A lot.
Also, pause.
Mhm.
Is that Pokemon a fucking treasure chest?
No.
Yes.
Yeah, gimme ghoul.
My dice hate
It's
me.
one of the newer, I think it's newer Pokemon. No, it's in the newer game.
Yeah, it's in the new one, yeah.
Well, I know it's in the new one, but is it from the new? Did it start there? Or
Yeah, I believe so. Yeah, I did. It was announced during that one. Anyway, one RPG to another.
Yeah.
Greylog, go on.
My dice hate me. It was a natural 1.
Okay. Greylog, as you follow your nose, you lead the group off of the docks and further into the city. Sniffing the air, you smell this kind of delightful, meaty smell. The kind of hearty meal one could expect of a hardened barbarian of the scorching deserts or freezing tundras.
Oh no, I know where this is going.
And leading the group a bit closer to the coast, you find that the smell is emanating from a small, kind of like well-off-ish looking, but, you know, in here that's, you know, depending on who you ask, but a large manor that kind of hugs the coast. It's actually built on a small gathering of stone and planks to actually build out into the sea completely. You see a large, fairly impressive-looking manor of about 2, maybe 3 stories that this smell is emanating profusely from. Asari, with your, perception and looking around earlier, you notice that there is an unusually high number of stray cats around here.
Better than I thought you were going to do. I thought we were about to head to the tar pits.
Greylog is
Raven
large.
just looks at them here. He's like, "Y'all have fun with that."
Yeah, you all kind of looks a bit curious, but doesn't seem interested in stepping any closer to the abandoned-looking home.
Do I see any signs?
Roll perception.
Not one.
Not quite.
That sounds low.
17.
Uh,
It was a 9. plus my perception of 8.
Yeah.
Greylog, as you take in the house before you, you, similar to Asari, notice that there is a lot of small felines around here. Local creatures known as bakanekos, which are twin-tailed cats that are said to possess magical properties. But magical properties or no, they are still cats at heart. You see them lounging, some on the porch, some on the roof, some in windowsills, and several more hugging or lounging atop of the fence that surrounds the property. They kind of look at you lazily, and one of them just starts to lick themselves. You don't see any signs indicating that this is a place of business. It seems that this is likely someone's home, and someone well off at that.
Well, I guess this isn't a good spot to get food then. Let's look some more.
All right. Eventually,
Maybe someone else should lead.
Also, just out of curiosity, was the Vaven's prediction true?
Mhm.
as you take a look around, you definitely do catch a few people looking kind of surprised. But after a bit of consideration, people simply start to, I don't want to say ignore you because that sounds rude, but they essentially don't seem to draw any special attention to you. I will say, as a refresher from when you were here last time, you notice most of the population appears to be half-breeds and other non-human creatures. You don't imagine that sort of prejudice to be very common, at least here.
Very well.
An orc
Well-
knows just as well as a dark elf what it's like to have people judge you.
Mm-hmm. So it's certainly an odd couple.
Yeah, like I said, you certainly got a few surprised looks, but once they got past that, they didn't seem to think too hard about it.
I've hurt themselves.
As you all survey the city, eventually you're able to find a place to sit at a kind of small coastal diner of sorts. The construction is a little lacking. The cooking area is simply a fenced-off cauldron of bubbling meat, the tent of who you presume to be the cook outside, and some logs that have been basically set up to form a sort of semicircle outside of that surrounding a fire pit that is currently not lit, but does have a few stray people just sitting around and chit-chatting. Judging from the plates in their hands, the meal of the day is fish.
Hey,
Fish.
Hey.
Feast on board a fish.
thank goodness Lucian's not here. Okay, well, I don't know if a sark fish, so let's go try.
Just imagine if, like, the frickin' Tuesday campaign, like, they went... they all planned to, have dinner for old time's sake, and then somebody fucking picked a seafood restaurant.
and that's where it all went wrong.
Oh, wait.
Well, food's on me, drinks on me. Knock yourselves out. Not literally though.
As you find a seat and wave over the chef appears to be a young-looking arachnid girl. Her spider half is brown and fuzzy, likely some sort of wolf spider. Her top half is small and squat, a messy head of dark hair, but bright, gleaming, almost mischievous-looking eyes beneath, as she grins at all of you and speaks in a tone of voice that sounds familiar, but you can't quite place where you've heard it before. Welcome. How can I help you all?
Well, we're from out of town. I for one want to try something new. What do you got to surprise me with?
I have what is made available to me, darling. We have fish, But I can prepare them in any way you like.
Hmm. Fish sounds good. Why don't you surprise me with how you think it should best be cooked?
That I can do. I shall return. And as far as price goes, to cover everyone, you're actually kind of shocked, Greylog, not as much as you thought. With the four of you and you all joining in for dinner, in
Where did
total...
Ollie go?
I wasn't sure if you wanted to bring her along as well. Alright, in that case,
I mean,
6
he,
people.
he wasn't gonna, like, tell her no. I guess it's up to her if she wanted to go.
Oh, I would have invited her. Bringing all the good people out.
But regardless, in that case, to cover everyone is 3 silvers, 5 coppers.
That's it?
Yeah.
He'll put down 1 gold. I don't like to use silver and copper if I don't have to. I could, but you know.
The Arachne girl returns and looks down in surprise at the gold coin on the table. She has a plate of your various foods, kind of precariously balanced in her arms, although they look muscular enough to withstand it. Dear, I gave you a discount on purpose. It was not a mistake.
Oh,
Yeah.
she's so cute.
It's a tip. For good service.
Thank you, then. She kind of shyly uses one of her spider legs to pull in the coin and, surprisingly dexterously, with 2 legs kind of balancing, places it delicately in her belt before she hands you all your food and drink for the day. On your plates, you each have a somewhat unusual dish that you haven't really seen before. It appears to be on its own, kind of unremarkable looking fish. A salmon of some kind from the looks of it. But it has these zigzags of what appear to be the marks of being fried on it. And then the halves in between have had a much more delicate, cautious, slow cook to them.
Okay.
Multiple cooking methods.
You said to surprise you, so I tried to prepare in the way only I can.
Well, it looks good to me, and he will dig in. How is it?
I'll dig it too.
Turns out it's a trap.
Oh,
Yeah.
I will.
trout.
Ow.
Greylog, as you enthusiastically dig in, the rest of the party kind of cautiously follows suit, and you all kind of come to a similar conclusion. It's not good, but you're not sure whether that's because the recipe is bad or she's just not a particularly good cook. Either way, it's not the end of the world. It's palatable, but it has this kind of like. Her method, whatever it was, didn't seem to suit it well. Basically, every bite, you get, like, one bite that's, like, it's got that kind of, like, crunchy, fried feeling to it, which, is fine if that's what you're after. But then you continue to bite down, and it suddenly gives way into just, like, loosely cooked fish meat.
Is it raw?
No, it's not raw. As mentioned, even the not well done parts are cooked, but they seem to be steamed rather than grilled. And basically, a tic-tac-toe board of grilled and steamed fish meat, when you're trying to bite them at the same time, not working super well for you.
I will put on the best show he can that he's enjoying this thoroughly.
Roll deception.
Does everybody need to make a deception roll? Because
If you want to try and hide it.
I don't think anybody here is actually rude enough to just be like, bleh.
To just openly, like, Alright, in that case, roll deception.
Thank God
That
this
does-
one didn't roll bad.
Does you all have to make a deception?
Yeah, I already rolled for him.
Ugh. I would have hated to not one on that one.
Oh dear.
So you
Oh
vomit.
no.
Let's see. It's deception
Yes.
Yeah.
2.
What'd you roll?
2.
Oh, it's a +0 modifier.
Yeah.
Oh, at least it wasn't a nat one.
You all dig in to this meat.
Yeah.
I got a 24.
Yeah. The bulk of you actually managed to maintain your composure. Greylog, she gives you a warm smile as you put on a valiant effort that you are enjoying yourself. And the rest, what's up?
Yeah, I mean, he kind of just gives a little disgusted face, but he'll still eat it.
Paul, you kind of scrunch your face a little bit, but otherwise keep eating. Avaben's friends, to their credit, are the picture of composure. You all just politely eats, gives a smile, and... Well, your methods are certainly unique, miss. I'm glad you've gotten to sample some of the local culture. Yeah, this is really... And you all kind of elbows her in the side, kind of quietly.
Hello.
Hello.
There we go. Now you guys can hear me. What can I do? Do I need to roll any? You said it's really gross, right?
Yes.
Deception.
Okay.
Well, if you want
Hide
to
it,
pretend.
deception.
Pretend it's good when
Trying
it's
to
not.
decide if I want to be nice or not. What kind of
Well,
mood is?
Just
what
when I,
kind of mood
you know, I
am
just
in?
got done saying. I didn't think anybody in this party was rude enough to actually, like, just blatantly.
So my
Wow.
deception is 9, so I'm just kind of like take like a mouthful and don't even swallow, don't even just spit it back out and just be like, now, I don't know about your kind of people, but can you, is there anything better?
I can always prepare it for you a different way if that's what you prefer. And she gives a kind smile. This one doesn't quite reach the eyes like the last one did. Avaben, for his part, just
Can I say
full-on,
that
like,
I've been like he tries, but he's just obviously failing at hiding it.
Yeah. Avaben, your face is scrunched like you just ate poison. And as she kind of looks between you and Asari, she kind of sighs and gives a smile. This one's on the house. I'll get you something different.
Raven feels bad.
Roll for emotional damage. I'm kidding.
What? Hang on.
Psychic
Wisdom?
damage. Like psychic damage.
No. It would be, this is emotional damage. Technically, that would just roll a D100, and that's how much damage you take for emotional damage.
Yeah, it's really that's how it feels to have anxiety, man.
Do wisdom?
Yeah, if you want, do a wisdom save.
A save?
Yeah, if you're saving against emotional damage, I guess.
I got a 15.
Yeah, I'll say you feel bad, but it's not gonna like ruin your day.
I wonder if you all only notice that he feels bad now.
Yeah, they absolutely do. He kind of gives you a smile and rubs your shoulder. Well, credit for trying to put on a brave face, at least. Arachnes don't tend to make the best cooks.
It's not that bad. After she left.
Greylog, half of this is fried, and I think the other half was steamed.
Have you seen me cook? This is better than anything I could do.
No.
Ollie kind of leaning
Out
forward.
of curiosity, is any of the like elf trio actually know how to cook?
Whether you do is up to you. Ollie and you all certainly do. Ollie kind of leans forward on her knee with a quirked brow and a half-lidded smile to you, Greylog, and just... I always just assumed you ate berries in the forest or some shit.
We like more than just, berries and roots.
You act like we don't do that sometimes.
I would never eat a berry.
berries are
you know
good.
what I mean.
Right? Yeah, some are sour and bitter, while others are nice and
No,
sweet.
we don't eat plants.
Is okay. Who said I would never eat a berry? Just like for context.
Ollie.
Okay,
Yeah, Vaven's
isn't
friend.
that it? Okay, is that Iva Ben's boyfriend?
That
No,
is
that's
his childhood friend, the hunter.
Yeah, the
Is
girl.
that his boyfriend?
No.
No, the
no.
girl.
It's
Okay,
a
it's the
girl.
girl. Okay. Never mind.
I need to keep
Yeah,
track of all the characters.
No.
No, my brain. I am hopped up on payments right now. I'm so sorry.
Ivan's boyfriend doesn't like berries. They prefer nuts.
You
Well,
all
that-
kind of quirks a brow.
And
But
Vaven just like pinches the bridge
I
of
mean,
his
they
nose.
are just a little bit fruity though.
you all seems like he's gonna say something, but seems to just shake his head and decide against it.
Vaven's just like, look, I didn't mean literally berries, but we've lived off the land before.
Ollie kind of looks distastefully at the remains of the fish, although perks up a little bit as the woman returns, this time bearing a plate of fully, properly steamed fish, and dishes these out to all of you in place of her original concoction.
Nah,
Experimentation.
I'm still eating the other fish.
Same.
It's not enough to get you sick or anything, it just is very unpleasant.
I know, but she cooked it for me,
Vaven's
so.
Vaven's just like, hey, you know what they say? You gotta experiment.
She gives a smile and... You are too kind. I am trying to learn. My kind does not taste in the way you flesh ones do. So, the only way to try is through the mouths of babes. And she lays your newly steamed fish in front of all of you.
I will pass her another gold.
You humble me, darling, and there is no need for this.
Go ahead, take it. You put in all this work. You definitely deserve it.
Thank you, mister. You will always have a discount here.
You're like,
We'll definitely stop by.
yeah, he'll actually use that.
No, he'll just always pay her. Not even like full price. He'll pay her like more than full price.
Even counting like just as like the discount of the gold, he basically paid an extra 5 silver, which could have gotten you multiple meals.
Yeah, but apparently now that he's making money off that tavern, he's like not worried about money anymore.
He's trying to be
And
thoughtless,
plus, to be fair, he
more
also said he
considerate
just
of
doesn't.
others.
Yeah, and he did, and plus, yeah, working with silver and copper can be a pain in the ass.
So
What
he's
can I buy
trying to
with-
show that money means nothing. You know, trying to be a bit more, well, better.
Pleasing to the nature spirits.
They're like,
I mean, it's like if you think about it, gold is natural, so it's part of nature.
But
That's
to
why
hoard
they
it
got
in
rules.
excessiveness is, bad.
I always find that funny. Is like most metal comes from natural sources, so it's like metal's part of nature too.
What can you do?
well, yeah, like, once you temper it, like, it starts becoming as natural.
As you all lay into the newly provided food, these are actually incredibly good. They have a natural kind of sweetness to them, but yet being fish, have a lot of health proteins in them.
Odians.
Yeah, proteins. You all have a filling and enjoyable meal. The drink is just water, a little plain, but functional.
Well, that's the last
And
thing we right now is to get drunk. So
yeah, fair. And it's about kind of getting into the early to mid afternoon, like 11:30, whenever you all see the figure of Vinny, one of the Don's henchmen, working his way across the beach towards you.
hey, it's Vinny.
He gives a smile and a small bow of the head. Hey, yo. The Don sends his humblest apologies. The train will not be back until tomorrow night, but we will pay for your tickets and your accommodations. Everything's gonna be just fine. And the Don's already got you hooked up with a place to stay for the night, free of charge.
Oh, where is it at?
Other side of town, closer to the wall.
What's it called?
He gives a smile, and for you, friends of the family, only the highest class of business for all of you.
Please tell me it's a kaleidoscope.
Can I even insight this guy real quick?
Roll insight.
Please tell me it's the whorehouse that he found last time.
Let's find out.
I rolled a 5.
Avaven, he seems like he's being forthcoming.
It's like, here's the thing, he could be telling the truth, but it's just that he's not going to tell you in a definitive way. That would be like the ultimate like gamer move. Would be like they roll low, so they know. So now they have it in their mind that they're not going to know actually what they're thinking.
I mean, I do that all the time, so.
Mm-hmm.
And so you tell them. And so you tell them what they want to hear. But they know they rolled low, so they're like, wait, what?
Yeah, there's just no way. And Vinny smiles to you, Greylog, and find your way to the Three Feathers Boutique.
Three Feathers Boutique. Okay. We will definitely head that way once we're done having our wonderful food. Do you want to stay for a bite while you're here?
Nah, thanks. Boss and me got reservations at this fancy joint near the cemetery.
Ah. Well,
Very interesting place
you're
for a
lost.
The boss says it gives him food for thought. Helps him remember he's only mortal and all that.
Is he contemplating his own mortality?
Much as any man his age is bound to, I suppose. I mean, you've seen the man. He's a silver fox.
Yeah.
You know what they say? Memento mori.
He gives you a smile, sorry, and speaking of, I gotta make sure the memento this mori mentis occasion,
Oh my.
which means I gotta skedaddle. But like I said, near the wall, Three Feathers. It's a
Got
boutique, 2 stories. We know the girls that work there, real sweethearts. They'll put you up for us.
All right. Exciting.
You all finish your meals, and getting a little past mid-afternoon now. Any final business in town, or are you guys content to go get your lodging situated and wait for the train?
I'll go down. I'll just get like some various some spell components that I'll need. I'll take note of what I get. And
Okay.
Can I try to find some better armor?
Sure. I'm guessing you're looking for enchanted or just like armor in general.
Yeah, like basic enchantment.
Roll investigation.
I need new dice.
Anything from the rest of you, or are you guys content to just head to the lodgings and wait?
I don't know. Baben will look to his companions since the party seems to be splitting up right now, and he'll say, "So what should we do? I mean, me and you all are always deciding what to do. Is there something you want to do, Ollie?"
She kind of gives a smirk, and I picked up on that, huh? Relax. Nothing I'm really interested in doing around places like this. At least not the kind of trouble I want to get everyone else involved in right now. She kind of gives a little mischievous smirk, but nods her head at the wall. But, I don't need to sleep like as much as the rest of these mortals, so I might head out into the forest, see what I can find. Heard you guys ran into some interesting shit out there. Thought it might be worth a look.
Don't taste the don't drink water.
Relax. Do you think I just drink any random water I find in the forest? That's how you get diseases.
Hey, you gotta use the fire on it first.
So if you two want to go have fun in town on a little date, I'm not going to stop you. I'm just going to put in my ticket at this Three Feathers place and see what's on the other side of that wall. Plus, I want to scout out the train track before we actually, use it. I don't trust this stuff. Or the guy who's running it.
Yeah. I don't
That's
trust
fair.
it either, only to be honest with you. Even if he is as nice as he claims to be, there are plenty of ways to get things that you want without having to do anything mean.
It's just too nice. It's like there's something up with this.
The adventurers always said, there are evils in this world that follow all of the rules of our mortal laws.
And I hear humans like to talk about things like what they call soft power. Instead of forcing someone to do what you want, you just manipulate them into doing what you want.
You can see Ollie kind of scrunches her face up, seeming disgust. Ewell, for his part, just kind of nods, like this is something he already well knows.
You know something about this?
He kind of gives you a smile and... Son of the lord of a small village on the outskirts of the Empire may not mean much to most people, but to people outside of our land, it means everything. I've learned a few things watching my father in action. One of those things is, well, exactly what you're describing. We elves, we're not afraid of the kind of things that humans are. But humans, they see threats everywhere, danger in every shadow. Which means it's pretty easy to get them to see shadows where there aren't any. Although, Dad always warned me, you gotta be careful with that trick. You don't want the people who are supposed to be in the light with you seeing shadows where there aren't any.
Yeah, that's fair.
I've even just thought of something. He's gonna be he's gonna be like, oh, I hope you're not trying to manipulate me into anything.
He kind of rolls his eyes, and
He doesn't have to manipulate you into anything. All he has to do is give you the puppy dog eyes.
Greylog, that's ridiculous. I would never take advantage of him like that. Anyways, Avaven, sweetie, will you mind carrying my things while we go look around town?
Does he try to persuade him?
Yeah, he just holds out his backpack to you, not even looking at you, just like holding it out as if expecting you to take it.
He's like, at least look at me whenever you order me around, damn it.
Avaven, make a wisdom saving throw.
21.
He turns to you. There's a brilliant, gleaming smile, dazzling eyes, long, beautiful hair.
Oh no.
He's trying to charm you.
Wait. Oh wait, that means I get advantage.
And no, I mean metaphorically charm you.
He's trying to try
Raven's
his
just
good
going to
look.
say. Raven's just going to say, you might need to retake anatomy. Don't you know that elves are immune to being charmed?
His smile falls, and he kind of clicks his tongue, although the small grin doesn't leave his face, and he just re-shoulders his backpack. Well, it works most of the time, anyway.
That's
He's
more of
just
a
embarrassed because
personal
he's fun of all of
charm.
his new friends.
And I had a 10 on investigation.
Okie dokie.
Matthew,
What's up?
does Raven know if you all had any ticklish spots?
Roll investigation?
I thought it would be history because he's
I love
been
how
around
that
it.
was
So
a question.
I rolled a 13.
He's got plenty of table spots.
Oh my
Oh,
god.
shut up.
Stop.
Avaben, not for lack of trying, you all guarded that secret with intent to take it to his grave.
Oh,
As far
no.
as you know, the man is an iron wall, unbreakable.
Oh no.
Oh, that's interesting, though. Are there any places he seemed to particularly be guarding?
No? It was just perfect stone. He would just sit there and let you poke at him all day, and he would never react.
Yeah, fine, he'll just... Raven will just, like, playfully jump him.
He just kind of like swings around in such a way to where he can kind of, albeit with both hands, kind of hoist you on his shoulder. And all right, he's in a mood. We're gonna get going.
Me down.
You, Greg, do you wanna maybe look around with me? And you are invited to bowl. Or is it Alfred now, I suppose?
Yes.
Apologies, still getting used.
I mean, I guess I will check out the lodge, see what it has to offer.
You're all still carrying a Raven.
But yes, I'm going to go look for new armor. Since Asari is going to look for components. We're just
Okay.
going on a nice little shopping trip.
Okay. All right. With that, party splits. Train will not be arriving until tomorrow night, which means that you have all the time in the world to enjoy yourselves. Paul, you, Greylog, and Asari head back into town, looking to buy a few spellcasting components for Asari, see what sort of interesting things may be about. Greylog seems interested in finding a enchanter that can provide him an enchanted armory.
Wait, what did you say?
What? Did I say something wrong?
Did you say?
I think Paul's going back to look at,
For-
at the
I mean, I'm going to the inn. But
Oh, so you
also,
want to go there first? Okay.
yeah. Also,
I just assumed you were going to go with the other two, since they were going to go back there after the shopping trip anyway.
he said he's gonna check out the
I see.
lodge.
My apologies.
Yeah. Also, who's Paul?
Fair point. No, that's why I was surprised when you didn't just say that immediately. I was like, wait, did I actually say something wrong this time, or are you just being silly about this?
Yeah.
yeah, it is Alfred.
To be fair, Asari doing it like 10 seconds ago did not help me.
Yeah.
Alright, in that case, sorry about that.
Yeah.
Alfred, you make your way toward the wall. Ollie kind of tags along with you briefly, although parts ways with you once you reach your destination. Avaben, you and your
You all
fun-
just keep carrying him?
Basically, yeah. And he's gonna cart you off to a little bit past the graveyard into the savannah area, where there's a little bit of tree coverage. And is
Raven's
basically...
just gonna say, I hope you know the only reason why you're still carrying me is because I allow it.
Yeah. Speaking of things you allow me to do, Your Highness. Fade to black. In the meanwhile,
Oh, I see.
Nicely
That was
done.
unexpected.
Paul.
You mean Alfred?
God damn it.
It's gonna be one
Sorry.
of those.
I love how characters keep changing their name in our campaign.
Yeah, it's always the tank too.
The tank always changes their name.
Paul, God damn it, Alfred.
Whoever you are.
I need everyone to stop giving me shit for it so I can focus.
I'm waiting for the time where he's like, Paul. Oh wait, change name. What's this? Wait, no, that's the other campaign change name.
Yeah, I got it. Just go full mother with too many kids.
My mom has literally done that to me.
Same. Anyway,
And there's only 3 of us.
also same.
I'm glad that's never happened, considering I was an only child.
Yeah, they're just like, Billy, damn it!
Who?
Alfred.
Alfredo.
Near the wall, hugging the coast, you are able to find what you presume to be the place the Don recommended. A beautiful-looking establishment with what appears to be a seaside view while also having a view of the city. It's elevated a bit on a small savanna hilltop, which gives it a bit of literal and metaphorical elevation above the surrounding structures. And you can see, indeed, the structure appears to be 2 stories from the outlook, although the Dawn said it might have been 3. And marking it is the image of 3 feathers. They appear to be this kind of salmon, kind of reddish pink color, lighter at the tips. And beneath that, the handwriting is very sloppy and hard to read, but you do see that it reads the 3 Feathers Boutique.
Oh, this is gonna be interesting.
I guess I'll head inside.
Okay.
Wait, did we go with him or?
You're shopping.
Yeah, Alfred wanted to go first. As you make your way up, Alfred, there's a winding set of stairs. You suspect they could have just gone straight, but chose not to. But as you make your way up there and reach the outside of the establishment, you can see the door is ornate glass with well-carved wood surrounding it, and flanking either side of the staircase as you reach the end of it is statues of these large, like horse-sized birds. Something like an ostrich, basically. Not like any animal you've ever seen. Making your way inside, one of those little ding, 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 business bells sounds. And looking immediately around, you find yourself in a beautifully stylized seaside stylist place. Salon.
As opposed to a saloon.
Depending on who you ask, that would be better. Everything has this kind of caramel brown color to it. Although the seats share that same salmon color that the signage of the place bore. You can see there are 3 people currently operating on styling the hair and clothes of a few customers, but on hearing the bell, one of them perks their head up and kind of telling their customer to just wait for a moment while they check out their new suit. They promptly survey themselves proudly in the mirror as one of the girls approaches you. You can see she's wearing a very, let's call it, attention-grabbing outfit. Much like Angel, the girl you had spoken to before, she seems to share the Dawn's proclivity, wearing a very simple black latex uniform that hugs at the curves and preserves her modesty and does little else in the way of practicality. She has a brown feather boa around her neck. Her hair is the same caramel brown of the salon itself. A messy head of curly hair of that matching color, and black Playboy bunny ears on her head. On her neck is a bow tie that shares the
Describe it, I
salmon
guess.
coloring. What's that?
That's one way to describe it, I guess.
And finally, as she leans over the counter, she flicks open a salmon-colored fan that has the 3 feathers icon on it, and
She has
begins
a
to.
snake?
What's that?
She has a snake around her neck?
No, like a feather boa, like the fashion thing, like the fake boa, the not snake one.
Oh.
It's like a feather thing, and like
That's
you wrap
what
it
they
around
call
your
those?
neck.
Balls?
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I knew if I described it, you'd knew what it was.
At a glance, Alfred, the girl appears to
I thought
be.
they were just like a scarf.
She appears to be human, and as she leans forward, her features are beautiful, but she has this kind of glum, solemn expression to her, and her eyes are a little unfocused on you, just kind of looking more at your shoes as she leans forward, and just staring at the ground speaks to you. Welcome to the 3 Feathers Boutique. How can we be of service?
I was told to come here for lodging, I guess, or a place to stay.
Oh, yes. He told us about you. You and the small traveling company need our guest rooms. This we can provide. She reaches out with her free hand and snaps her finger, and one of the other girls promptly looks up from what she's doing, also helping out another man in a new suit, who comes over. Her features are much the same as the others, although you notice a slight point to the ears. But other than that, and the hair being smooth instead of curly, they're basically identical. The only immediate differences are, again, the hair being smoother, the slight point to the ears. She appears to be taller than the other girl, and her features are kind of more rounded and stern looking as she puts her hands on her hips and surveys you. You notice that at a glance that she's wearing her Playboy bunny ears to the side. Oh, you are the one that Dawn spoke of. Well, we are always happy to help a friend of companions. You and your friends can have the upstairs rooms. You touch nothing otherwise. Are we clear?
Well, I mean, I don't know how y'all run. I was gonna clean up the place as well, if that's okay.
At this, the taller girl kind of takes a step back, seeming surprised. And her compatriot, still just kind of staring at the floor, but does kind of crane her neck to look at least in the other girl's direction while still not making eye contact. We could use the help. There's always hair and fabric left everywhere.
And I'm willing to help where I'm needed.
Fine. But you'll be compensated the fair wages that we would pay a commoner to do it. We're not doing this for your benefit. Otherwise, the Dawn would have our heads. All 3 of them. And she and the other girl kind of instinctively rub their necks. And you can see the other girl, who has her back to you, but you assume she looks much the same, also kind of unconsciously rubbing hers.
I wouldn't want that. If compensation is required, then I will accept it.
Never seen someone so hesitate to accept coin before.
I just like to offer my service where I can, and coin doesn't really interest me.
She kind of gives a bit of a smile, but seems to accept your answer, and gestures. You can see across the salon is a staircase curving around upwards. That leads up to our lodgings. Staircase past that takes you to yours. They're smaller, I hope you understand.
I believe we'll manage.
If you need anything, just ask me, my sister, or my sister.
Wow, that's not gonna be confusing.
Just, yeah. Ask one of the three, okay?
I keep finding it interesting that one doesn't make eye contact.
She's looking at my shoes. Shoes.
I don't think she's looking at your fashion sense though.
Well, I mean, I don't know, we'll see. I guess I will head towards the room.
As you make your way towards the stairs to head up to your lodgings, the final of the three girls kind of waves a hand at you as you pass by what she's doing. And she pulls away from her customer literally mid-fitting, just not even bothering to, like, make him comfortable while she just walks away to talk to you. And as she approaches you, you see she has a bounce to her step that the other two don't have. Her features are sharp and difficult to read. You can see her hair is pulled back in a severe-looking bun. Otherwise, the uniform is exactly the same. However, you are definitely certain there is a point to the ears this time. She gives you a smile, her uniform otherwise impeccable, and twirling the feather boa, she gives you a wide smile that belies the sharp, intimidating features and hairstyling. Like, oh my gosh. The Don told us, well, not everything, obviously, but what he thought we needed to know. He's really chatty once you get them going. And can I just say, the healing's cool, the being a knight is cool, but your suit. And she steps back and kind of sizes up your uniform.
My suit?
The Don tells us that you're somebody who does a lot of traveling. I know it's hard to maintain the finer things in life when you're on the road all the time. Me, my sister, and my sister know that very well. But, and I don't mean to be rude, I don't mean to insult you, but your suit is filthy. I insist on cleaning it.
Kind of like looks at suit and I mean, I guess, though I not can't really give you much in compensation.
No. I don't need any compensation. This I do for free, just because I like you. And she leans forward and gives you a wink.
Alright then. I mean... do I have any other normal clothes? I should change into D&D Beyond.
If you're lacking in anything else, I would be more than happy to provide something. We have plenty of clothes here, dear. I'm sure we have something that fits your size.
Oh yeah, I forgot to change the name. Well.
Just get that bucket. Just hides himself with his bucket.
I wear a
punch
bucket.
2 holes in the bottom, wear it as pants.
Yeah!
It's like a reverse hula skirt.
I've heard of people wearing barrels. I've never heard of them wearing a bucket.
Yeah. Ultimate armor. Guess now that I think about it, I don't really have any much other clothes in the apartment, so some to borrow would be nice.
That I can absolutely do.
Alright. Guess, do you want this now, or do you wish to finish? And he'll kind of gesture towards the customer, like, finish what you're doing, and we can get to it later.
What? And she turns, and seeming to have completely forgotten about him, she kind of bounces in place. Sorry, be right back with you. I will come find you. And Alfred, as you start stepping up the stairs, you take a final look back. The three of them just return to their customers without a word to each other. Everything in just this silent, but with no one at the counter, completely undisrupted synchronization.
Guess I'll go check out the room we're staying in then.
Alright. Asari and Greylock. Asari, you were able to find your magical components easily enough. However, you are stopped a couple times on the way to and from the shops by familiar street artists who excitedly question if you had gotten the finished art pieces they sent you.
Yeah.
Send them where I.
You're cutting out a bit. Sorry.
Hello.
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 Hi. Where did they send the art pieces?
You told them to send it to Tortage. They told you it would be ready. At this point, it would have been about at least a month or two ago. If it arrived on time, it probably arrived while you were out at sea.
Yeah, so I'll just be like, probably, but obviously I'm not there to see it, but I am looking forward to it.
One of the artists kind of gratefully smiles and, well, I hope you enjoy it. Took a while to get it exactly like you wanted, but let it not be said I disappoint. Could you spread the word, even if you haven't gotten a chance to see it yet?
Oh, absolutely. Do you have like a card or something?
Yes. He reaches into his jacket and hands you a small kind of jade green card with a purple diamond on it.
Okay. All right. We'll take it.
All right.
You okay there? You dying?
What?
You were coughing.
Yeah, I just coughed.
Oh my
It happens.
I was just making sure you're okay.
He beat
No,
a coffin.
I'm dead. I'm dying.
That's okay.
I'm dying. Goodbye, world.
Goodbye.
Greylog,
Goodbye, cruel world.
as the magical accoutrement is accounted for, you are sadly unable to locate anything more useful than a mundane enchanter in your quest for armor.
Mundane's fine for what he's wanting.
Alright, what sort of armor do you want to get then?
Feels like a +1 armor, just simple armor. Just better than what he's got.
Okay. In that case, seeing that one of the local smiths, as mentioned, can do some lesser enchantments, he informs you, appears to be a half-elf with blonde hair, skin weathered by the sun. He offers that it'll be at least 1,000 for a set of armor, and a little bit extra if you want a shield as well.
Ooh, so +1 armor and +1 shield?
The smith kind of doing that thing of like chewing on a thing of straw from the wheat field, kind of gives a nod, but holds up a hand and it's not a freebie. It's gonna cost extra. I'm just saying I can do it.
Okay, how much are we looking at?
2,000 if you want both.
Let me see. Yeah, I can afford that.
Alright.
How long do you already have them, or do I have to wait?
+1 enchantments are a dime a dozen. What sort are you looking for? You a leather sort of guy, plate mail sort of guy, going in your skivvies kind of guy? Because I'm afraid I can't help you there.
Something more medium, like maybe scale mail +1 sort of thing, maybe.
Scale mail, huh? You can hear him kind of mumble to himself. You catch a snippet of something along the lines of, "Crossbows are the most expensive pain-ass armors."
Expensive pain in the ass. Scale mail does seem like it would be kind of a pain in the ass to make.
Oh, it's even more of a pain in the ass in this setting.
Because
Oh yeah.
Because like if you're just making like plate armor, honestly, you could just take a fucking metal sheet and just start beating on it.
But here you gotta do it painstakingly. But
You gotta attach each piece.
He makes his way out with two kind of items that are unexpected for what you asked for. Under one arm, which he lays out on a table nearby to let you have a look at, is what you presume to be the armor. It looks to the eye like fairly ordinary armor. A chest piece, bracers, low, kind of almost cloth-looking sleeves, although you can see the interweave of scales. They're just a duller color. Boots, shins. It's basically a full body garment that offers full body protection. But the thing that you didn't expect was the color. Everything is this kind of yellowish, orangish color, which only darkens at the joints, but is otherwise bright and completely uncamouflageable. It also smells weird. You're on the coast, so you're not unsurprised by the smell of fish, but what does surprise you is how much the armor really smells like fish.
Something's fishy.
The other item is equally unexpected, as he had offered you an enchanted shield, but he simply places what appears to be a small, what seems like it was probably a tree stump that has just been cut to make it a little more wieldy, and there's a gnarled, knotty-looking branch sticking out the back end that you guess you could hold.
Well, let me see what magic I have to see if I can figure out what kind of enchantments these are. Like, do they, like, seem legit? Like, does he seem like he's trying to rip me off
Roll
with
insight.
these? 18.
You don't get the impression he's trying to rip you off, although you do get the impression that he didn't grab these either just to be a dick or out of coincidence. You get the vibe from, the best way I can describe it is you get the vibe off of him like he knows something you don't.
Could I ask why you picked these items? Like,
I don't know. Just seemed like a good fit for you. This here, and he knocks against the wooden shield. It's kind of old-fashioned. It's from the old Dragon Crusades, but it's reliable if you count that it couldn't stop its old wielder from getting struck by lightning as reliable. But, you know,
that's fair.
as long as it's not lightning, this should do you just fine. I hear it even still carries some residual magic over from its previous owner. And this here, well, I gave you what you asked for. And I'm afraid the best source of scales around here, unless you feel like bringing me a dragon carcass, is fish. But don't worry, these are Yulong scales. Unless they've got some enchanted-ass weapons too, nothing's getting through this. And he knocks against the scale mail.
Well, that seems fair enough.
He gives a bit of a shrug, still chewing on his wheat, and alright then, take what you want, pay what it's worth, and, well, don't let the door hit you. He doesn't seem like he's in a hurry to get rid of you, it just seems like he has something on his mind.
Yeah, as I'm counting out the gold. So, anything interesting been going on here lately?
He kind of gives a bit of a shrug and, not as such. Since the days of the war, things have started to quiet around here. Most exciting thing that happened to us was some strangers come to town a few years back. Other than that, he kind of gives a shrug. Try to stomach everyone's cooking, try to ignore the crooked eyesore that is this town, and do what you gotta do.
I was gonna say the most exciting thing ever happened was when they set fire to the fucking church.
After some strangers came to town.
Yeah.
Well, he pays the money.
Alright, 2,000 if you want both.
Yep, he paid, but I put down 2,000.
And you now have a +1 shield and a +1 scale mail set.
Nice.
One by one, with your errands complete, you all trickle your way back, progressively searching for, finding, and achieving lodging status in the Three Feathers Boutique. You're apparently simply staying in their guest rooms, but they are a friend of the family. Does anyone have anything particular on arrival, or just, say hi, get your rooms, get upstairs?
We'll see hi. We'll see what happens.
Okay.
Maybe see about maybe a new outfit that just isn't just armor.
All right. In that case, the two of you arrive a little ways after Alfred's arrival. But on the two of you entering, you can see currently working the counter as she steps away from her customer, who appears like he's almost done anyway, is the tall, kind of stern-looking one with her ears off to the side. And she kind of leans forward and quirks a brow, looks over the two of you, and... Let me guess. Friends of Campan?
Yeah.
You must know him pretty well to know they're on site.
Not for knowing him well. I'm just a pragmatic woman who can make observations. Only daft fools, mercenaries, or adventurers travel as well heeled as the two of you. And she kind of nods at all of your magical armor, gear, and backpacking.
Eh, can't be too safe these days.
The war is over, you know. But she gives a bit of a shrug and nods upstairs. Your friend with the suit, or I guess without the suit now, arrived before you, already took care of everything. He vouches for you, that means the Dawn vouches for you, that means you're good with me. But same rules apply to him apply to you. Don't touch anything that isn't yours.
Well, that's a shame. She kind of pouts. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, that's fine. No problem from me. I kind of look over at Greylog, kind of eyeballing him.
I won't take anything. I know better.
Sometimes I'm not sure.
So I would like to see about a new outfit. They all seem to have good quality stuff here.
Fine, but don't expect discounts.
Oh no, of course not.
In that case, she snaps her fingers, and both sisters arrive at her side. The one who doesn't make eye contact on her left, the kind of bouncy looking one on her right. And she crosses her arms, the one looking at the floor unfurls her fan and uses it to cover her face, and the kind of bobby one takes you in up and down Greylog with uncomfortably critical eyes as the one in the center continues to speak on their behalf, as the other two simply size you up. Will this be a design for pleasure or for business?
For business.
I see.
That pleasure. Like shrugs her chin.
She.
How much per outfit?
That will depend on you. Let's get through your specifications and we'll see. And she furls, or rather unfurls, what appears to be a fan similar to what her sister is using, but you see on closer inspection it appears to be a clipboard as she takes out a salmon quill and begins to document on it. Any special requests, flares, tapers, anything?
Well, as long as it looks nice, it won't just, rip when I'm traveling and will stay in good condition.
I see. She makes a few additional notes. How many buttons?
I actually don't know. What would you suggest? Y'all are the experts, after all.
From the look of you, you're a spellcaster?
Correct.
We'll make it 6 button.
Okay.
And what would you like for the lining?
What options are there?
She snaps her fingers, and the one with the fan kind of jolts lightly and kind of slowly makes her way over to a small cabinet near one of the customer areas. Disappears inside of it, just kind of like basically shoulder deep in it, but eventually returns, and she snaps her fingers again to draw your attention to what appear to be strips of various fabric. We can pad it with animal hide, we can use leather, or we can use studded leather. Anything more and you're going to use the cloth elements, and you're going to need to see a blacksmith for that.
Let's go with the leather.
Good choice. Although you notice when she says that, completely devoid of any passion or intent.
Oh, yeah.
Very well then. For these, let's see, to cover the cost of the leather, 15 gold for each suit.
Okay. In which case, let's do one business and one pleasure.
Can I come for pleasure?
And
You're the
one
one
for
with the dough. Since, the whole debacle in the cabin, I'm sure don't need to remind you. She kind of sternly scowls at him.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
I'm sure you don't.
The sisters all kind of glance to each other before the middle sister, looking kind of bored almost, just shrugs her shoulders and pleasure suits 2 gold.
Okay, my guess was a lot less there. Okay, 19 gold removed.
She reviews your order and passes the clipboard to the bouncy sister, who gives you guys a wink and the okay hand gesture. And don't you worry, guys. I'll get you looking super delightful.
Oh my god.
Now,
Alright. DM goes to joke jail.
Oh, but wait. how quickly are you going to need this? We can do it as an overnight job if that's what you need, but if you really want us to take our time with it, if you just give us a few days.
Uh,
Well, we don't exactly have a few days.
well, we can pick it up on our way back.
I'd rather have mine sooner than later. She kind of like gives like a little sharp tooth grin.
Sounds like they want to make it to rush or their sisters. All right. The middle one kind of pinches the bridge of her nose and... All right, and 3 more gold for a rush order.
Rush on hers, take your time with mine, and I will still throw in the extra gold.
This, once again, seems to surprise her, and she kind of looks at your gold coin almost suspiciously, and you can see she does that thing of, like, biting on it and examining it as she looks it over, before, seeming satisfied, pockets it, and... The companion chooses his friends wisely. I suggest you don't disappoint him.
He seems like a very interesting person.
I'll say. Hush!
No, please. What were you going to say?
Is there more you could tell us about him? We just don't know much.
Wait.
The middle sister seems a little uncomfortable, but seeing that there appears to be no stopping the two of you or her sister, she just kind of edges back and returns to busying herself with the remaining customers, her sister joining her as she starts to make notes on you guys' suit orders.
And whatever is said stays strictly between us, of course.
It doesn't matter. If you want to tell everyone, you will. I'm not going to say anything bad about him. Just that he's a really interesting guy. He always seems like he knows exactly what to say to you. My sister thinks there's something wrong with him.
Wrong in what way?
She always says nobody's that nice. My other sister says that I'm that nice, and then my other sister says, no, you're absolutely not. Remember that one time? And the story usually changes at that point, but it gets the same point across, and then they start fighting.
So, no one's that.
What?
I mean, you're saying no one is as nice as the Dawn.
Or at least he appears to be that nice.
He took care of us. That's all that matters to me. But my sister think it's weird, and I don't know what I think.
Is it just because you feel like you're indebted to him, or...
Everyone's in debt to someone. Even if you don't owe anyone anything, you owe the gods for making you, your parents for bringing you into the world. We're always in debt to someone. We spend the rest of our lives working it off. And as if on cue from that statement, she begins to close up the cabinet and kind of search around for scissors and combs to return to her customer. Still a bit of distance away, so you guys can keep talking to her, but she seems like she herself is getting ready to get back to work.
I'll let her get back to work. I won't bother her too much.
Yeah, same.
Making your way upstairs. Alfred, you get the same visual that they do, so this applies to all three of you. Upstairs, you see, to its credit, the place is a bit cluttered, but otherwise very comfortable. Looking around, you see that the second floor mostly consists of what appears to be storage areas. You see a small, very messy looking kitchen with a small dining table with 3 chairs set up outside of it. And The other rooms in this area appear to likely belong to the owners, but Alfred, you do see, seemingly prepared for your arrival, one of the doors is currently blocked a bit by a staircase leading down from what appears to be the attic of this building. The attic itself, which Asari and Greylog, unless Alfred says otherwise, you will meet up with Alfred at this point. You see the attic, that appears to be your lodgings for now, is a little dusty, but otherwise not uncomfortable. You can at least stand up comfortably. The floor seems solid enough. Looking around, it's at worst just kind of dull. There's a large carpeted area, this predictably salmon-colored carpet thrown at the base of a window. More than enough space for you and your companions to set up your bedrolls for the night. A small lantern lies in the center of the carpet, and the room nearest, other than just storage areas, appears to be a small little reading nook with a chair kind of huddled in the corner surrounded by books.
I mean, this looks like my kind of place.
Not bad. My guess is Alfred's already starting to clean it.
Alfred, is this true? Scandal. You're muted if you're talking, but I feel like Alfred cleaning is a pretty safe assumption. So until corrected, yes, Alfred is currently preoccupied with dusting the room.
I would like to help him.
All right.
I would like to just, like, maybe look at the books, see if there's anything interesting.
Roll investigation, and in the meanwhile, Avabin, unless you want to stop and talk to the shopkeepers, you and you all are the next to arrive, and you're able to find your way up to the attic lodging easily enough. You see Greylog.
I was gonna note that Avaver was gonna say, well, that was unexpected.
You all kind of gives a quirk of the brow and a small smirk, and I can always tell whenever you're in one of your moods.
You act like I didn't know it was so much trouble.
He kind of rolls his eyes and kind of cracks his knuckles a little bit as he says more to himself than anything, although definitely heard by you. Just, I didn't say that. I haven't gotten to flex my hand muscles in a while.
Well, I guess what shall we do now?
Me? Much as I don't trust him, I'm honestly interested in doing what the Dawn suggested and relaxing a bit. It's certainly an odd place, this city, but it's cozy enough. And all we have to do is twiddle our thumbs for a little bit, and I'm just going to pray to Freya that the Dawn is going to keep his word, and at least the train ride will be relaxing. And he kind of crosses his fingers and gives you a smile.
If you have any insights on him, you're much better at that stuff than I am.
Real quick, sorry, your investigation?
It was like 9 or something like that.
Okay. Sorry, you can kind of faintly hear Avavid and you all's voices as they enter the attic. For the most part, the party just busies themselves with various things, Greylog and Alfred cleaning. Sorry, for your part, you don't find much that would, I imagine, particularly interest you. Most of the books here appear to be fantasy books, and for a younger audience at that.
Yeah, like a bunch of kid books, I'm sure.
Yeah, but basically a bunch of YA novels.
Oh my god. Okay, I don't. She doesn't mind YA novels. Any good, like any fantasy or like romance.
There's probably several of both.
I will find me a good smutty book.
I said young adult.
Y'all
Speaking from
Yeah.
experience, they can absolutely get that
read
way.
young adult books.
Sorry, you picking a book kind of at random. You seem to have selected a fairly lengthy looking, which suits you just fine, romance novel known as Dawn.
All right, I will. I am gonna.
Coincidence.
I am going to borrow this book.
All right, noted. Avaben, you all kind of ponders your question for a moment. That's actually the thing. Nothing. Not even anything bad or anything good, just nothing.
I mean, I was trying to in. I was trying to in universe be asking if he did insight check.
Oh yeah, he did, and he's giving you the results.
Oh, okay. He
You know,
can continue.
interesting theory.
Hmm?
What if he's not flesh and blood?
That's certainly possible, but...
we've seen that the boomergangers can use these advanced technologies. What if it's all part of their thing and he's actually just one of their creations?
Some kind of construct?
Yeah, to appease the people.
Technology
Why would
do
someone
that.
suspect someone like that?
I hear people make magical constructs all the time.
It's certainly possible, but I guess at that point we have to wonder, where's the real one? When did they replace him? And how did they do it without anyone? His family, his goons, nobody noticing.
It's either that or we're gonna have to infer that the Boomagangers have existed for a lot longer than recent.
Yeah. But I don't trust this guy at all.
Neither do I. Even
what
less
were you
so now.
saying about him?
Well, I was just going to say that when I can't get anything from someone, to me that only leaves two possibilities. Either he's being completely honest and just has nothing to hide, or he's so good at it that he's fooling even me. Now, I'm no inquisitor. Someone can certainly lie to my face. And Greylog, you note him kind of dart his eyes to Avaven out of the corner of his eye.
Have I ever lied to you?
He kind of rolls his eyes a bit at you and just stay focused. Point is, I may not be a master lie detector, but I like to think I at least know the basics. So we're either dealing with a very good liar or a completely honest man. And I'm afraid I can't tell which is which right now.
I mean, let's
Me
be
neither.
honest.
So either he's got nothing to hide or he has everything to hide.
And he's very good at doing it.
I mean, is it so bad that he's such a good guy?
Yes.
Why?
Have you ever met a completely perfect person?
Have you met my mom?
Yes, she's not perfect.
That is blasphemy.
Even she will admit
Don't
that,
tell her that next time.
that she has. I will admit, even she would admit that she's not completely perfect.
Yeah,
There's
we'll see when
always
we go.
something we want to impress and improve.
Besides, I've never known a human to be this nice and not to be up to something. It's kind of in their nature.
And
Like I said, it's possible he's not even human.
Given, to be fair, there is, I mean, shit. Alfred? Is that your name now?
I'm assuming Austin hasn't come back yet. Alfred gives you a kind of small nod of confirmation as he continues to dust the bookshelf.
He might be the closest thing to the nicest human I've ever met.
Well, far as I know, the Don's no paladin.
No, he's a ruler in a city full of pirates and thieves. Which is why I think that there's more to him than just being a nice person. Even
if he
doesn't
is this
fit.
nice, even if he is this nice, not everyone in his organization is, and one could, and he may not know everything that goes on.
That's a good point, Evaben.
And he may also just say he doesn't know what's going on. He himself may not harm anyone, but he has goons for that.
But even then, there's too many people that just seem to be scared of him, too. Why would someone be scared of a nice man?
I mean, look at his job. I mean, there's nothing but, you know, I mean, it's obvious.
Yeah, but also when we were in his place, his main window looked out to the gallows. You don't just have a window that just looks out to the gallows unless you enjoy seeing the suffering and pain.
Did his window look out over the mountain?
That's correct. Good catch, Greylog. I know we don't normally do it that way, but I would normally give you inspiration for that.
Man, come on, you're the DM. You could do
He
whatever.
already has inspiration, so it wouldn't stack
No,
anyway.
I don't.
Yeah, at the start of every chapter you get inspiration. Did you use yours already?
We get
Yeah,
inspiration
I think
at the
I
start
used
of
it
every
last
chapter.
last session, I think.
Oh.
We get inspiration at the start of each chapter.
Yeah.
Did I use inspiration since the start of the chapter?
Well,
No,
I don't
this
have
one,
it marked, so
Okay, then
I guess I
have-
must have used it.
Well, basically, regardless, good catch on remembering that. Yes, he did in fact have part of his window looked out to the jungle and the sea, part of it looked out to the airport, and part of it looked out to the gallows in the town square. But I have to keep an eye on him. I think I'll do some research about where exactly it is we're going.
Why don't I send a message to Anna? She's really good at researching this too.
You guys,
See if she knows anything.
you guys know I can talk with Matt Graves.
You can what with what?
I heard talk with magic. I think.
Yes, that is correct. Basically, she can use a message spell to get a hold of her instead of actually sending one.
Oh, that would work. I was just gonna, send a little animal messenger.
No, do that. That should be adorable. Do that.
Yeah, like she'll get a kick out of it.
Oh yeah, she'd love it.
Just don't
Are there
send
any like
anything
little
that eats plants.
squirrels or something nearby?
As mentioned, there is a large population of feral stray cats.
How are you gonna send a stray cat there? It's over water.
Oh, remember, she's on the she came on the ship with you. She's just probably in the city somewhere or still on the boat.
Yeah. So I will do animal messenger.
Okay. What message will you ask
Cats
this
count as a tiny beast, right?
I'll say you could get a very small cat.
Yeah, I just send a little kitten.
What's the smallest breed of cat?
I just be kitten.
Let's see.
Actually, no. Even adult cats count as tiny. So yeah, regular cat will work fine.
Smallest breed of
So
cat.
I will send a message through the cat for it to deliver, pretty much saying we aren't sure about the Dawn's, trustworthiness. See if you're able, see if you can't find out more about him in general, about where he's from, what and just what he's like.
Okay.
And don't get caught.
Okay. Stepping out of the boutique for a minute and heading into town. enticing a stray with food. You can see the cat is appears to have a blue collar on its neck. Appears to be a black cat with white paws and stomach, and a little bit of dotting on its face. It approaches you, and with the casting of your spell, answering your druidic call, the cat stands up, licks its paw, and trots off towards the coast.
Apparently the smallest breed of cat is called the Singapura.
Oh my god.
The singer purr.
Yes, that's exactly how it's spelled too. Singapura.
Which is funny, since we're also in the city of
Yeah,
Purha.
you just got a singing Purha in the city of Purha.
Oh my god.
In the city sing and all that. I failed. I tried.
There was something there. It's all right.
Something.
Anyone else have anything, or are you content to bunk down for the night?
Yeah. Ooh, this one smells like chocolate.
I think we're good.
Tastes like chocolate too.
Amanda, please mute yourself if you're going to be talking about your makeup.
Sorry.
You gotta remember that.
As the sun rises over the boutique, you all slowly awaken. With Greylog and Alfred's meddling, your lodgings are a lot more comfortable than they had been initially, and you are able to sleep with safety and relative comfort. As you all awaken, judging from the argument happening below your feet, it seems like the boutique has not opened yet, and the girls are currently arguing about something. But in the meantime, do you guys have any business?
What are they arguing about?
As you work your way downstairs, you kind of tune in to the screaming match happening as you head down the stairs and make your way to the spiral staircase, which kind of unfortunately involves you going past the area they're at anyway. You see the three of them are currently sitting at their shared table. The one who had not made eye contact with any of you kind of has her hands on the side of her head and is just staring down at the table. You notice there is no food on her plate. The other two are currently arguing with each other quite loudly. And as you do your best to tune in, it appears the gist of the argument, judging from the snippets you're able to hear that aren't clouded by just volume of the other screaming and inside references that you wouldn't understand of their relationship, presumably. It appears that seemingly the taller of the three had said or done something that upset the one who doesn't make eye contact, and the one in the middle is currently getting on her case about it.
Siblings. Glad I don't have any.
As you say that, and the rest of the party starts working their way down, you can see the argument is quickly turning physical as the taller one lunges over the side of the table and starts pulling on the hair bow of the other one, who promptly starts screaming and grabbing at her sideways one as well.
Is this normal for siblings?
I don't know, to be quite honest with you.
I don't know either. I never really had any siblings.
The sound of you guys...
Alfred? what about you? You got siblings? Like...
I do.
Is this normal?
Is it?
Yeah, your siblings got along fairly well. Most siblings in the area you came from did. You never really had much in the way of familial infighting, although you do recall that you and Rifiz did occasionally squabble over things, but it was usually fairly minor and resolved quickly. And you remember there was someone that Belak used to argue with when they were younger. Probably no one important.
Hmm. Uh, I mean, family is family.
I just hope they don't keep us up all night with that.
Oh no, like we apparently slept right through it.
Did we sleep already?
Yeah, you got a long rest.
Man, I don't even fucking know anymore.
You were Googling cats, if I recall.
Ah, yes. I believe they call it autistic obsession.
The girl who is currently uninvolved in the argument, as the other two abruptly fall silent on realizing they're being observed and listened to, she turns to all of you, although she continues to look at the floor instead of the rest of you, and... Sorry, did we wake you up?
No, not at all.
She kind of grips the side of the chair, kind of uncertainly before she speaks, kind of hurriedly, like she wants to force herself to say it before her anxiety gets the better of her. You didn't touch any of my books, did you?
Sorry
Everyone
looks a
looks
little
at us
guilty.
sorry.
Yeah, the sorry looks a little guilty. I'm a sucker for romance. I'll hand it back to her.
Yeah, God stop it! You see, this is why I told you we shouldn't put them in her room! Oh, I can put the guests whenever I want! And they immediately start squabbling again as the other girl, with kind of affronted eyes, kind of leaps off of the chair to take the book from you, Asari, and kind of flips through it like she's making sure you didn't bend any corners or stain
Oh
any
God,
pages.
never, no. It's in pristine. She didn't even clean the spine.
Please do not touch my things, and I will not tell the Dawn about this mistake.
I'm sorry, I'm just a sucker for love stories.
She kind of smiles a little bit, and you can see her eyes just dart up to meet yours for a fraction of a second before she looks back down.
Do I get what color are her?
Her eyes, matching those of her sisters, are this kind of deep, pit-like black, like little coal fragments.
I'm just gonna be like, hey, you can look at me in the eye, I don't mind. I actually like it.
Don't force her, she's not good with people.
No, it's okay, I'm not forcing anyone, I'm just saying it's alright.
I don't like looking people in the eye if I don't have to. Thank you.
No, it's quite alright. You don't have to do anything you don't want to.
Will you all be staying again?
Well, I said up, so she kind of like gives like a little smile and lean towards her.
Not tonight, though.
Sadly, not tonight, but hopefully soon enough. It leans towards her.
She kind of backs away nervously, holding the book to herself.
Sorry.
Yes?
Calm yourself down.
I'm fine! I'm just flirting.
She's not interested.
Wait, you're doing what? With who?
It's just like, sorry, just stop.
I mean, there's more. There's enough for everyone. Don't worry.
Sorry. She's
What?
shy. Let her be.
Shy, and I can still flirt at her.
She doesn't want it.
You can see she's getting more embarrassed the more this conversation goes on, and her sisters seem to have stopped their squabbling to pull her between the two of them and stand between Asari and her.
I apologize for sorry. She means no harm.
It's like, sorry, just
I'm
stop. You're bothering them.
What?
I'm not very good with conversation, and even I can tell that.
You all kind of leans over your shoulder, Vaben, and smiles to the two suddenly much angrier looking sisters, and we thank you for letting us stay in your lovely home. You run a beautiful business, by the way. I suppose that's the type of business it would take to create beauty.
Not
And-
beauty. Did you finish my suit? She kind of like looks very excited. Is that it?
Yes, we finished it in the night. Rush order like you asked. And the kind of bouncier of the three steps past you guys into the storage room and comes back out with a small suitcase, which she plants in Asari's arms with a kind of neutral looking expression. And will you be needing anything else?
Did he already pay? Did you pay them?
Yes, I already paid. Don't
Well,
worry.
Don't let us keep you. Be sure to give the Dawn our regards.
Yeah, we
Oh,
should.
we will.
Yeah,
And
we
we'll
should.
let him know just like that y'all had a very wonderful place.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, best place. It was great.
The three of them look to each other and give each other smirks, and seeming to go into a somewhat rehearsed stick. The one with the side bow gives a smile. Come. The bouncy one. Again. The one who looks down. Soon.
Adorable. Let's go, you guys.
Now, as mentioned, the Dawn will see to your tickets, but he said that the train would likely not arrive until nightfall. So is there anything you guys would like to do during the last of your stay in the city before you get on the train? And if the Dawn's words are to be believed, you should be at your destination by sunrise.
Do Vaven and you all need to find Ollie, or did she come back?
She didn't come back to the boutique. Yeah, so you haven't seen her yet.
You might need to go find her.
Oh, do we need to go find the
girl.
the girl?
Ollie, the female elf, if that helps.
Yes, it does help. Sorry.
He kind of gives a polite smile.
Do you want us to help you look for her?
She's probably just out getting drunk in the town.
$10, she might be back with that one place we went to eat yesterday. They had pretty decent food.
Oh no. But I mean, I guess y'all can try to help, but to be honest, if Ollie doesn't want to be found by any of you, you will not find her.
Yeah, fair.
Well, we have the rest. We have the rest of the sun being in the sky. I
I
suppose
could
that's.
find her.
Well, if you want to look, then I'm going with you. But that's not a half bad idea, Greylog. She's gonna go wherever she knows there's food, unless she feels like hunting it herself.
So, I'm gonna go get some more food.
Yeah, food sounds great.
That sounds good. You can go see if she's around there, and we'll go see if she's getting. Who was it that said she might be getting drunk?
You all himself.
Yeah, we'll go
You
see
know,
if
your
she's
boyfriend.
doing as you all said.
He gives a bit of a shrug and, all right, bound to be places in a place like this where she'll find her place.
Either that, or she decided to sleep in the forest.
He kind of shakes his head with a smile. Maybe back home, but she's smart enough to stay out of trouble. As long as trouble didn't find her first.
As long as she didn't get drunk first.
Yeah. But it'll be easier to find her stumbling in the forest rather than sneaking around in it. Well, let's go check the clubs. The rest of you will meet you at the diner.
No, can I go to the clubs with you guys? Do you mind?
If you're sure.
We're not really going there to
Yeah?
party.
Hey, if anyone can spot anyone in a club, it's this girl.
Honestly, after this recent conversation, I think you would run everybody off.
Well, it'll actually be easier for y'all to find her. Won't be anyone there.
Sorry, just rolls her eyes.
Alright, well, let's split up, gang.
I'm gonna head to the diner.
Alfred, you as well?
Hey, why are you looking?
Alright. Alfred, Greylog, you make your way down to the seaside diner. Avaben and Asari, with you all in tow, search the city's clubs and ports of debauchery for any sign of her. Avaben, roll investigation with advantage because Asari's helping you.
Oh yeah.
Honestly, debauchery always makes you think of one thing.
Not all of us have dirty minds like that.
Debauchery here.
You will never find a more wretched hive of scum and villainy.
Alright.
What am I rolling again?
Investigation with advantage.
Would you believe I'm actually terrible at investigation? Like, if Avon has good wisdom, average intelligence. With advantage, you said?
Yes, because Asari's helping you.
Alright, I rolled a 15 on the first roll and a 9 on the second roll.
Alright. Contrary to her incredibly convincing words, Asari does not prove to be a whole lot of help at trawling nightclubs, especially during the day when most of the nightclubs are either closed or are seeing minimal traffic to begin with. But, Avaben, you check a lot of the major places you can find, including a place by the name of the Kaleidoscope. But while you do see a variety of entertaining folk, many of which are indeed elves, you do not find Ollie or any sign of her. She's in the wind, as far as you can tell.
What about at the bars?
As basically, like I said, you're checking pretty much everywhere that has drinks and partying to be had, and you don't see a sign of her at any of them.
No, she's either at getting food at that one place or somewhere else. So do you think we should check the food establishments next?
The only other place I can think of is the forest or the sewers. Either of those are going to be a big detour, so I'd like to get breakfast first at least.
Very well. We will still start searching the food establishments, and if any of them look, high quality, we might stop and eat something.
What? He did not like the fish yesterday.
No, he just likes to have something different. And this is breakfast, anyways. You don't eat fish for breakfast.
Says who?
Says Avaben.
Apparently.
Greylog, you and Alfred make your way straight to the coastal diner you had shopped at the previous day. And again, it's a fairly small establishment, not too many heads to sort through, especially this early in the morning. The low tide, you imagine, is not doing the business any favors. But through the relatively empty beach and the trawling smell of low tide and dead fish, you see Ollie, currently gnawing the head off of a carp. And more surprisingly, though, is those who are flanking her. Belak and Rifis, Alfred's brothers.
Wait, what?
Ah,
Yes.
Hey guys.
Fancy meeting y'all here.
Belak gives you a polite smile and a nod, and we got the letter from your archaeologist friend. She said that you needed a way in, that your current patron wasn't trustworthy. Is that true?
Yeah. He's fishier than fish.
There's plenty of that going around. And he kind of looks down at his meal, which, you know, it's not the specialty, quote unquote, or anything. It just seems kind of neutral. But Balak still seems to not really be entranced by it, to say the least.
So this is actually Alfred's actual siblings, not the Mirrorverse.
Well, he is from the Mirrorverse. They likely came from it to here.
Interesting.
As you know, you can pass through the barrier freely as long as you go through Eat and give Eat something in return for the duration of your stay.
That's true.
So who is this guy exactly? That's got you guys so worked up.
The what was it? The Dawn.
Do they need a roll history?
If
Yes,
you indeed
he seems to be too good for a bunch of pirates. It doesn't fit. But yes, I do remember his name, and it is Dawn.
The two brothers kind of look to each other and seem like they're kind of in thought. So, the Don, that means he's the head of a gang. And you guys think he's just too nice, and that weirds you out?
Well, considering people are scared of him, he's the leader of a bunch of pirates and thieves. It is just, it doesn't add up. Why would someone be scared of him if he's so nice?
The two of them again kind of glance to each other. You definitely can see the air of siblings who have been through a lot together and kind of have that almost instinctual rapport with one another. Well, we can certainly look into it. But if you're expecting us to protect you...
No. We just need a way in. Which means we need people who can actually be sneaky. And I really can do that, but we need more than just it.
Well, sneaky is a bit out of our jurisdiction, but luckily you don't need someone sneaky for this. You need someone with a very particular set of skills.
And I'm sure you're talking about your necromancer friend. Am I right?
You're not there.
Oh yeah, I'm not there. Sorry.
And what would that be?
Riffis kind of heaves a sigh, like even talking about it is bugging the crap out of him. We know this person who's a necromancer.
Oh?
And the only way to get what you're going after is to get to the land of the dead and back.
Land of the Dead. I thought we were just going to some sort of museum.
Well, if that's what he told you, then you were right not to trust him.
Oh my gosh, he's going to kill us to get what he wants.
Well, yeah, I guess that would make sense. You do have to be dead to get it. But what good is that gonna do him if they just stay dead?
We must have a way around it.
Well, you were right to call us in then. We've told our friend to meet us in Ardeen whenever the train arrives. Don't worry, we know what to look for. We'll take you to them. Just make sure nothing happens to us during the train ride. We're no strangers to defending ourselves, but... well, I suppose it might be safer up here. Nobody knows who we are, after all. But still better to be safe than sorry.
Yeah, we'll definitely keep y'all safe
I hate that I'm not
as
there.
best we can.
Yes, you say this every time your character is not there.
The two of them give you a nod, Greylog, and turn their attention to Alfred. It's good to see you again.
Quite.
How's the business with Father going?
I believe it is going alright, and I guess I'll look over to Greylog.
I'm still studying. It's taken me a little bit.
But, I guess I should, let you know. I have gone through I guess you could say I've gone through a name change.
The two, Belak kind of tilts his head. Rufus just kind of stares at you.
I am no longer Paul and, I think how I say it was our artifact.
Artibat, yeah.
I am no longer Paul Artifact. I am now, due to some circumstances, I am, Alfred Gory.
The two of them kind of scrunch their noses a little bit, like the name itself kind of smells odd to them. And why?
Because he's too nice for his own good.
There was someone in need, and particularly the name change was a big aspect of helping them.
Always trying to stick your neck on the chopping block, huh?
I mean, I guess, you know, with my thick neck, I can, you know, take it more.
Gross. Well, this Don of yours certainly sounds suspicious. We'll keep an eye on him. And in the meantime, we were told you guys are planning to take the express?
Correct.
You see Belak look to Rufus excitedly and just... Well, that'll be fun at least. Normally we have to do reconnaissance in sewers and jungles and shit. Not often we get to do it on a luxury train. If it's anything like the one I've been on, it's not that impressive.
Well, they said we're traveling in style and comfort, so it's gotta be something. Oh, and I'd like to say that he also sent another cat to go find the others. Now that we know where the female elf is, Ollie, I think it was.
And yes, alright. Knock off a use of animal messenger. You stop to grab a nearby cat and send them to go find Avaben and Asari. And Alfred, you are besieged with sibling hugs.
You will gladly accept them. Yeah.
And then, is the Arachne lady still there?
Yes, although it appears the diner is just beginning to open, it appears they're closed during low tide.
Well, since it's starting to open, he'll wave and try to get more food.
The woman approaches you and, seeming a bit surprised, she gives you a smile and... Very well. You'll be the first meal of the day as soon as we're open, darling.
Sounds good.
And Avaben, Asari, as you're done checking all the nightclubs and begin checking all the bars, Eventually, just as you're making the transition to start searching just restaurants, a stray cat approaches you, and Greylog's voice informs you that Ollie has been found. They were just at the Coastal Diner, and brought company, apparently.
Uh-oh. I hope she did get into trouble.
Well, I think whether she did is the wrong question. Let's go find out how much trouble she got into.
I never adopted, I suppose.
The three of you, in total, arrive a little about an hour after the message was sent. And indeed, Avaben, you see your friend, who gives you a wave as you come into view, sitting at the log surrounding the fire pit, along with Alfred and his siblings, sharing a log together.
So Raven met them.
You met their counterparts, so you knew that the others must have met the opposite versions, but you never met them yourself.
It's true, you met evil.
Oh, I'm gonna go over to Paul and the sibling.
Alright.
Here's Paul.
Avaben, anything from you?
Raven's just gonna be like, well, there you are.
What? I went to the most obvious place I could think of. Not my fault you thought to check it last.
Oh, that was y'all's idea.
What?
You were the one who thought she went and got drunk all night.
I said that might be what she was doing. I thought we should go with Greylog.
Yeah, I said she was probably going to be getting food. Because, you know, why not?
Did he say that? Did he say that?
No, actually, yes, he did. You all wanted to go with Greylog, but he went with you because you insisted on checking the bars first.
I do not remember that.
Yeah, because he specifically said that she would go back to a familiar area where she wouldn't have to hunt for something. And that it was something she already knew where it was.
Raven's like, look, I just got out of meditation.
He kind of waves his hand, it's fine. It's good to see you all. Ollie gives him a smirk with a mouthful of fish. Blockwash. Anyway, these two pretty much are on the same page. The Dawn's full of shit.
Also turns out that we might have to die because wherever we're going is in the underworld.
That would explain why we need a necromancer.
Yeah, so I think the Dawn's going to sacrifice us to get what he wants.
Pretty sure if you die and go to the underworld, you can't leave, right? Is that the whole idea?
There are ways. People have left before. It's rare, but it does happen.
I think there are ways to get there without dying.
If you know where to look. Velak kind of leans forward and gives a smile. There are places even around here that lead to it, assuming they're in the same locations for you guys as they are for us, but we figured we shouldn't do that this time. Our brother told us that any gestures to you, Avaben, you weren't too happy about, you know, having to make sacrifices to get to the other side.
More or less, yes.
So we figured we should find a way to let it happen without you having to do that. Otherwise, we'd have to go through Eat again, which would work, but, well...
Sacrifice!
Exactly.
Well,
So,
I would certainly prefer not to have to, you know, sacrifice my actual life to do this.
well, luckily, you won't have to. The Necromancer's an old friend of ours, and they can make sure that you know, come back afterwards.
Yeah, sorry, just kind of like makes herself comfortable. So would you like to give us a little bit of a more of idea who this person is instead of just, you know, just vaguely saying necromancer?
It's a long story. We met during the war.
Which war?
A few years back. It was about nearly a century after the War of Gilded Roses. There was a war all across this continent. My brother and I had to travel all around, putting a stop to it.
See, and this necromancer helped you.
I didn't say that.
I was going to say that sounds a little bit fishy to me. I mean, it's fishy enough that we're working with a dog, rather fishy enough working with a necromancer.
I don't exactly trust it either. I always thought they were full of crap, but you want to be dead and not stay that way? They're your best bet.
I guess you... I don't really want to trust the necromancer. I'm not really sure if I'm comfortable with it. Let's go to necromancer I've never met.
Well, let's see what you think after you meet them. And honestly, if these guys trust them, well, why shouldn't we? At least they're more trustful than the Dawn.
Yeah, I was gonna say, it doesn't sound like they're entirely trustful.
The two of them kind of watch your back and forth and eventually turn their attention to you, Alfred, and... What about you? Paul, what do you think? It's either trust the necromancer or trust the mob boss. Take your pick.
Necromancer.
I mean,
it's about tick for tack from me right now. At least I've met the Don, and he seems nice enough. I don't know even who this necromancer is.
But we already know
but
he's lying to you.
And he lied to us, didn't tell us the truth, and was going to kill us to get what he wanted, and not even tell us that we had to go to the underworld for this transaction. He said we were going to a fucking museum.
The museum in the underworld?
Currently.
I guess it makes sense why he insisted on all these luxuries. If he intended to kill us. Don't humans consider that a kind of fair play?
You all kind of gives a small nod and... I see now. Trying to clear his conscience before he pulls the trigger.
Half tempted to pull the trigger on his ass.
That may not be wise. We're all scattered around this city, and the Dawn and his men outnumber us and the crew. I don't know what his plan is, but if you can find out from him, see if he intends to bring anyone on this little trip of yours. If you're lucky, if it's just you guys, some other passengers, and maybe at most him and a few of his men. You all kind of rolls their head side to side. I like those odds a bit better than an entire army of goons and people like me, Ollie, and the crew between you and him.
How many goons did he have with him?
As mentioned, he had easily in the ballpark of like 30.
He only brought like 30 goons with him. The crew is about the same number.
But we're not trained combatants.
Which is why I objected to you even being here.
I can defend myself. You remember? Get me out of a jail cell, the first thing I'll do is start swinging. But I want to swing smart, not harder.
Yes, and what happened? You got knocked out.
But my knight in shining armor came to save me. And he puts an arm over your shoulders and a hand on your chest and looks at you with, again, the elf charm.
Hopefully I'll be there to help you again.
So, what do you guys think? What should we do?
If the opportunity presents itself, we take him out. But if it seems too dangerous, we wait.
If we could subdue its guards, we might be able to force information out of him.
If we're just aiming to subdue his guards, let me see. I might have some magic that I can use to put his guards to sleep.
But let's wait till we're on the train so we know where he is for sure.
Oh, of course, I'm talking about for later. I'm not saying right now.
Well, you keep thinking on that. What time of day is it?
At this point, it's starting to get close to noon. It's about 11 right now, and you have the train's supposed to arrive at nightfall.
I still have a whole entire day to wait for that stupid train.
Well, I guess in the meantime, our bad boys, do you want to introduce us to your friend? I mean,
What?
Oh, the necromancer.
There's not a whole lot to tell. They come from this family on the northeast side. They were scholars or something, doctors. They said they were kind of a little bit of everything. I'm not sure how much of it I actually believe, but they can definitely raise the dead. That much I know for sure.
no, what I mean is, like, are they going to be here in person with us, or are they just going to be like this weirdo behind a mask?
Technically both. They
Not
prefer
like that.
the people know what they look like, so they don't want to show us their face. We only found them because we knew them, before everything went down. They're gonna meet us in Undine. They'll be there by the time we are. Said they wanted to scope the place out first, see if there was anything valuable they could get out of it.
Waiting for us in our destination.
That's the idea. We were gonna do the same, but if you think we're skimping on a lovely little train ride, you've got another thing coming.
Fair enough.
Wouldn't you have a counterpart to this train?
We did. Took it once or twice. Not a fan.
You don't really strike me as the type.
Briefus just kind of gives a bit of a shrug.
That's our shrugs back.
Reefus walks away.
Well, if it's opposite Zephyr, wouldn't he walk towards it?
Actually, neither. I have a special response for this one.
Oh, interesting. Well, I guess if that's all we're gonna get, who wants to party?
Oh, I'm always partying.
I know you are, darling. That's why I love you.
Yeah, come on, Reefus. Might be fun.
What? You don't drink?
No, I drink all the time.
Alright, then what's the problem?
He just kind of gives another shrug.
Were you born boring, or you just had to work at it?
That was rude. Maybe he'll tell the necromancer not to revive you.
Reefus kind of gives a smirk at that, but he just kind of looks at you kind of coolly. Sorry, and I don't know, were you born stupid?
Ooh.
But technically, we're all born stupid since we don't know anything.
Some people never grow out of that part.
Yes.
Is ignorance stupidity?
Some...
I mean, I feel like I would consider stupidity more like someone who doesn't know something and simply chooses not to know it. I don't know. You might know more about ethics than I do, looking to you all.
You all kind of is grinning a little bit, but does kind of quietly elbow you.
I see it go.
Is there anything anyone would like to do other than party it up during your day on the town before the train arrives?
Maybe just gonna see if you and Ollie do they. Well, I mean, we know Ollie's probably gonna want to party.
Yeah, Ollie intends to just go with the group that's partying it up, and you all, for his part, doesn't seem disinterested. While hard parties aren't his scene, he seems genuinely kind of interested in the Shadow Lily culture.
Well, I guess if nothing else, we can see what the city has to offer.
Sounds like a plan to me.
Maybe
I'm in.
Maybe we'll do like the thing where he'll do like the arm holdy thing, you know, like when couples are walking and one of them like holds the other.
Yeah, the present the arm.
Yeah, he'll do that as he walks with him.
Question.
Answer.
What kind of weapons did the other guys have? The goons? Like, did they have ranged weapons, or were they just more melee?
Actually, you didn't see them carrying weapons of any kind, at least not that you could see, or wearing armor for that matter. The only person you saw carrying a weapon of any kind was the Don himself, and even that he revealed to you was fake.
Okay.
Those of you who wish to party, after a quick breakfast courtesy of the Arachne woman, you make your way into town. I'll say, Greylog, if you want to just treat everyone to a day of parties, let's say between that and breakfast, 6 gold.
Done.
Adventurer's wealth is measured in gold. A majority of the world's wealth is measured in silver.
Yep.
The majority of the world's wealth is measured in copper.
You all spend the day traveling the city, stopping at bars for drinks, good meals with generally good friends. While there are bristles here and there, for the most part, you're not tearing each other's heads off at least. We'll see if that keeps up. Eventually, however, as you guys are coming out of the kaleidoscope after a bit more drinking, I'll let each of you decide your individual levels of inebriation. However, you have definitely gotten more than your fill of food and drink, just in general, for the night.
Excellent.
And stepping out of the kaleidoscope, not too far from the town walls, you're able to hear in the distance this... And you see a light plume of wispy smoke coming over the mountainside. Well, guess that's us.
Dude, trains are loud as fuck, though.
Well, yeah, but bear in mind, you guys are on the other side of a wall in an open field, fairly far off.
Alright, let's, we'll get all of our stuff. Let's go.
Yeah, we have a brush with death to go for.
Let's hope it stays a brush.
The baby just looks to you all, Nolly. Still glad you're coming along?
Oh, are you kidding me? I absolutely need to see how this goes wrong.
Yeah, I'll just,
You realize that this going wrong could be death.
You all kind of just jerks a thumb to Ollie over his shoulder, who, without even looking, just raises a hand, and we already talked it over. If the necromancer decides to screw us, I'm gonna beat it out of them.
Yeah, I'll add to Caleb. Hopefully, just a brush. I'll just be like, yeah, well,
Hey,
depending on how you try your little friend, I guess.
here's Caleb.
Bela,
Naris.
I'm not high enough for this yet.
As you all make a quick stop to gather your things, you make your way out of the city gates following a decently sized crowd of people as people begin to flock to the Tieshin Express. You see standing before you a beautiful work of railroadery.
Railroadery.
The train is mostly a kind of scarletine color, although it does carry the familiar blacks and midnight shades of the Shadow Lily Confederacy. It is all of the spokes and spikes of the train's design have the Shadow Lily emblem carved into them. And the train itself appears to consist of course, its engine, the coal cart, and 3 passenger cars behind it. As you all begin to wade through the crowd, making their way to the train, Alfred, you feel a warm hand on your shoulder and turn to see Don Campan with a warm smile on his face. Hello. Let me say, so glad I found you all here. You know, in these big crowds, it's so easy for people to get separated from each other. I mean, I know all these people got their own places to be. They don't mean to hurt nobody, but we're all in a hurry to get somewhere sometime, right? I know I would not want somebody behind me telling me to slow down whenever I'm trying to do something important. Speaking of, how many of your little chums are you wanting to bring with you? I figure anyone you don't bring, any seats that don't get filled, I give Vinny and the boys some time to relax and take some time off themselves.
Oh, that's interesting. Well, I've known my 2 companions are probably going to want to go. And I'm sure
Ollie
the
and
party
you all
has
give
a
a
lot
nod.
of people. I'm sure the party has a lot of people they want to bring.
Didn't we have Alfred's siblings to bring along?
Yes, that's 2 more, so that's 4.
And then, did Anna want to come with us?
Sorry, as you take a look around, you see Anna is currently in the crowd, but she has seen you guys and is kind of making her way over to you.
Yeah, I'll just be like, yeah, I'll make sure that Anna comes with me.
Alright, so that's tickets for all of you, 5 tickets for your friends. Anyone else?
I can't really think of anyone else. What do you guys think?
Can we think of anything else? Do I need to roll history?
Yeah, roll history if nothing immediately comes to mind.
Yeah, my brain is... I'm having pain, but, you know.
Like, were we
Oh,
supposed
natural
to bring
20,
the
so
crew
28.
with us?
No worries, baby. I got a 28. Natural 20.
Yes, Greylog, you recall as Astari racks her brain and is able to recall the same along with you. Still in sync even after all these years. You both recall that you do indeed have an entire crew of people who would likely be at least interested in tagging along for basically, as far as they're concerned, free luxury train ride.
Yeah.
Are they around?
Or you could just tell the Don like how many there are and go fetch them from the city real quick before the train leaves.
Yeah. I guess the rest of the crew would like to go too.
Any and all the crew who wishes to come is more than welcome in my book.
Ah, very generous of you. You're good people, smart people. Respect that. Okay, so he kind of does a little head count for himself, and okay, and seeing as my lovely boys are no longer with you, that brings the total number to, let's see here. So that'll be, counting me, 40 tickets.
That's a lot of people.
He gives a smile, and, well, not as much room for me and my boys as I would have hoped, but that's okay. You got your people to look after, I'll give my people a vacation after this is over. I'll just bring along Vinny and my daughter, if that would not make any of you uncomfortable.
No. The little girl has to come.
She's always wanted to take a ride on the Express, always dreamed of it since she was a little doll. thank you for letting us come with you on your perilous quest, and thank you for doing the Don a favor. And he gives you a smile and an almost fatherly wink as he kind of nudges past you. I'll grab the tickets.
Quest. I thought we were just going to a museum.
But that's not nearly as exciting. Any parent can take their daughter on a trip to the zoo, but it takes a real man to take her on a real perilous journey. Besides, from what I hear, trouble seems to find you guys.
Yeah, you're not wrong. I'll go find the rest of the crew before we head out.
Alright, Greylog, you head back into the city. The Dawn breaks off to go purchase the tickets. And Anna manages to make her way to the remainder of you. Hey, wait, where's everybody going?
Oh, don't worry, I've got a spot for you. You're coming with.
Ah, good. I was actually just about to ask about that.
I wouldn't leave you behind. Are you kidding?
She kind of quirks a little bit of a brow, but kind of shakes her head and looks to Alfred and Avaben as well. So you guys were talking to the Dawn, just finalizing the ticket negotiations?
Yeah. Pretty much.
Where's Greylog? I need to talk to him.
He went to go get the crew so they can come take their seats.
Alright, I'm gonna go find him real quick then. I'll save me the seat next to you on the train, it's sorry?
Absolutely.
Alright, don't leave without me, I'll be right back.
I wouldn't dream of it.
Alright.
Interesting.
While she goes to fetch Greylog and Greylog fetch the crew, do the three of you have anything of note, or are you just gonna follow the Dawn and see if he can get you aboard?
I'm just gonna make sure that I wait for as long as I can before, you know, Anna gets back.
Okay. So are you gonna wait off the train or on, just so I know?
I'll kind of like wait right by like the entrance of the train.
Okay. Alfred, Avaben, anything from you two?
No, not really. Also, funny. The second he mentioned that the extra spots go to more of his men, we're like, okay, how do we fill up this train?
Yeah, fill up the train as much as possible. Alfred.
I do have one thing. Avaben's gonna look to you all and kind of just very quietly. Very convenient that we were able that he didn't bring any of his guards with him.
He's either a very bold man or a very stupid one. I'm not sure how much I like either option given what we know.
It might make it a lot easier to question him.
Assuming he even knows anything. Like I said, the fact that I can't read him means he's either a good liar or he's not lying. You and Greylog kind of brushed past it, but I think there may be something to the idea that someone's playing both of us.
I am starting to kind of wonder that too. He may not actually know what it's going to cost to get this item. He may be under the impression that it's a train ride.
He kind of bites at his lips, seeming kind of perturbed by the idea, and is debating it to himself. Well, I just have to keep an eye on him, I suppose. And the other passengers. Look at this crowd. Somebody definitely has already gotten tickets before we got here. We're not going to be alone on that train with him.
Yeah, it's a good thing we got all of our fun out early, because it seems like this train ride is probably not going to be as relaxing as we hoped.
What are you guys whispering about?
Just the logistics of it all.
You all kind of shoves Ollie out of the way and gives you a nod.
I'm going to guess that Ollie has probably been a bit of a loudmouth in her time.
Oh, yes.
So it's probably best that's Avaben and you all doing this talk right now.
Mm-hmm. She's more the type that, oh, he's suspicious? Fine, I'll just go break him open, see what the problem is.
Are you
not
sure she's
subtle.
not a barbarian?
No, she's just a very, very unempathic ranger.
An empathic range.
Well, be careful. You too, alright?
Alright. Let's get this over with.
You hear the voice of presumably the conductor as Don Campan approaches, and you guys start to kind of wiggle your way through the crowd to get behind him as he begins to order a lot of tickets. All aboard! And the train gives another whistle above your heads.
A pretty fucking good whistle there, bruh.
Well, thank you. As the Tieshan Express readies for its crossing. And that is where we're going to end tonight's
I
session.
knew it.
We all do it. We all do it.
I was about to say it, but I know Matthew doesn't like when I do that.
The party has safely arrived in Yav, but the mystery only grows more complicated. Anna, in her background research on the Dawn Campan, seems to have found something as she's urgently seeking out Greylog to report her findings in secret. The Don himself, for now, is keeping his word, and you've managed to separate him from his immediate bodyguards. However, as you all mentioned, there will likely at least be a few passengers that got on the train before you did. And more than likely as well, the Don, if he's as dangerous as people say, is a force to be reckoned with, even alone. For the time being, you have the final preparations in Perha before you set out on this train ride. If there's no disruptions, then regardless of what happens in those train cars, you will be at your destination soon, where Alfred's family has informed you that the only way to get this key is travel to the land of the dead and return with the key in tow. A journey that could ordinarily be accomplished through persuading Eat, but with Avaben's noted dislike for the entity, Alfred's siblings have found an alternative: killing you, and then having a necromancer that they know bring you back to life when you have the key. Check out our website.
The real question, though, how will they know that they got the key?
It's a fair question. Might bear asking. They've been pretty dodgy about this necromancer.
Yeah.
Despite my chagrin.
Check out our website at officiald5hub.info. Down for maintenance at the moment, but soon to be resurrected from the grave like a filthy necromancer, helping out a completely different adventuring party with their mission. Check out our link in chat to join our official D5 Discord server if you want to hang out with us directly. Support our episodes posted on Apple Podcasts, Pandora, Google Podcasts, and the iHeart Podcast Network, wherever you happen to get your podcasts from. For our audio listeners, catch us live on Mondays at 7 o'clock Central Daylight Time on twitch.tv/Odd Tornado Productions. Check out Odd Tornado Productions on YouTube to catch up on anything you may have missed. And check out twitter.com/TornadoOdd for our Twitter feed to get immediate updates on whenever we go live, as well as any other projects we're working on. Check out Odd Tornado Productions Official on Tumblr to find links to our other works, including our brave renamed Paladins Twitch channel at twitch.tv/AustinFreak123. If you enjoy what we do, please support us on Patreon. That link will be posted in chat. On Ko-fi at kofi.com/OddTornadoProductions. And if you want to see more of this party, plus or minus a few, tune in tomorrow, Tuesdays at 7 o'clock Central Daylight Time, for our Tuesday game of Black Ink and Blue Blood, featuring a party of politicians and nobles trying to unravel a political conspiracy if they can stop stabbing each other in the back long enough. We will not be streaming this Tuesday on account of the holidays, but we will be shifting to stream... we will be streaming either Wednesday or Thursday. Keep an eye on our Twitter and Twitch channel to know when it happens. Thanks everyone at the table so much for playing. Thanks everyone at home so much for watching. And we'll see you all next week.
Holiday. I don't even get the fucking day off. It's not a real fucking holiday.
I'm sorry, man.
Alright. How it is.
Welcome to adulthood.